My speech is called Prevention from Within. Hazing is a serious problem that affects the Greek system at all universities throughout the nation, and they often struggle to keep it under control. A recent journal article called Transforming the Culture of Hazing, a research-based hazing prevention framework, says that hazing negatively affects the overall safety on campus, leadership, and the goals of post-secondary education. To prevent hazing, universities and Greek systems need to step up and set rules and regulations in order to enforce anti-hazing rules. The ways that they could do this are create fines for getting caught hazing, require mandatory seminars put on by the university, and the Greek system needs to do their part and educate the chapter from within. In order for hazing to be prevented, harsh rules need to be set in place. When an organization gets caught hazing, they need to face fines in order to learn their lesson. When a Greek organization is accused of hazing, the university will open an investigation, and then if found guilty, the university will get fined. According to the A&M Student Conduct Rulebook, a offense with no injury, you can face up to $1,000 fine. An event with bodily injury, you can face up to $1,000 to $5,000 fine. And then in a hazing incident that results in death, you can face up to $5,000 to $10,000 fine, along with jail time. A 2022 NBC News article reported that a university in New Hampshire had 50 members caught hazing, and they're currently facing up to a $20,000 fine. The university opened an investigation and, of course, found them guilty. So they have to pay $20,000 to pay off the fine. You might ask, where does that money come from? Well, that money comes from the dues and even the organization's budget to pay off those fines. But if the dues were to raise for each member, they might struggle to pay those dues. And if the money comes out of the organization's budget, then they might not be able to keep up their house or host events or pay for coffee tabs that you can use when you study. So they would have no money to do anything. Therefore, the pricey fine should be enough to stop Greek systems from hazing altogether. However, most Greek systems don't know about the fines because the university doesn't seem to inform them or even enforce them. So the university needs to struggle there with the enforcing of university fines. As well as enforcing fines, the university should also host mandatory anti-hazing seminars in order for the Greek system to realize what hazing is. A book called Critical Perspectives on Hazing in Colleges and Universities says that hazing is present and so impactful because the people getting hazed want to feel a need to fit in, and they want to feel wanted and needed, and they just want friends, So they are susceptible to hazing because of this need to fit in. Most of the time it goes unnoticed because some people might not know what hazing looks like, or they might want to just say, hey, I'm going to go with the flow because I don't want to speak out against the crowd that I'm trying to fit in with, so I'm not going to go tell on them and say that they're hazing me whenever I'm just trying to be like everyone else. But That needs to stop. So, if universities were to host more seminars like this one that says brotherhood is not self-harm, and with the unequal signs, then the new initiates have a better understanding of what the brotherhood or sisterhood really is supposed to look like. It all just comes down to the university educating the Greek system about what they expect out of them, how they expect them to act, how they want their Greek life to have their reputation, along with universities needing to enforce mandatory anti-hazing seminars. It also needs to be prevented within the Greek system itself, therefore stopping the crime at the source. Headline Online reports that most people see hazing as a rite of passage, and they feel like they have to get hazed in order to be part of the Greek system. However, that opinion is completely swayed, and it does have the potential to be put out by the Greek system itself. If the Greek system would inform their new initiates on their anti-hazing policies through new member anti-hazing courses and bonding days, then nobody would think that hazing is a rite of passage, because it shouldn't be. Therefore, the prevention of hazing needs to start within the sorority or fraternity itself. This can be executed by setting up anti-hazing policies through the executive board of the chapter, because the chapter needs to realize that the hazing won't stop unless they acknowledge it. Elizabeth Allen and colleagues reported in a journal article that there is no benefit to hazing. They did studies and surveys, and most of the surveys came back with no significant results, meaning that most people in fraternities and sororities don't feel that hazing benefited them in any way. Therefore, the change needs to start within the sorority and the fraternity, so the chapters need to come together and stop hazing altogether. All in all, these are a few beneficial ways to prevent hazing. Timothy Marshall and his colleagues report on the effects that hazing has on the health, physically and mentally. Therefore, if we want our students to become more healthier, then we need to set in ways to prevent hazing. The action needs to start from within, because if we don't acknowledge the fact that hazing is a problem, then it never will change. Thank you.